just for you to know what you can expect out of this webinar, we want to make it fun and interesting and light as it's the philosophy and the vision of WAL as well. So we're gonna have around an hour, and I'm gonna be asking some questions to Rolf about the project and what exactly is WAL and how you can join and participate and what it can do, how can it help you as an individual or for your business, etc. As said, questions can be submitted at any time. We will have a few minutes also to show you how you can register. So we'll show the app and the web to just guide you through the key steps. And at the end, of course, we will be happy to get your feedback, as this is the first global workshop, but we're planning to run many more. So together with your help, we hope to make sure that we capture every relevant point and all the important information on this first interaction. So enough about me, enough from me. So Rolf, tell us please, what is WAL exactly?
Well, WAL exactly is an application based on mobile technology and web technology. So you can access through your mobile phone or your internet browser and hopefully to the legal system worldwide.
So when you say access the legal system, for those of us who are not lawyers, me included, what does that mean, to access the legal system?
To access the legal system means that within WAL you will find everything related to any legal issue. Most of the people may need a lawyer at some point, so you will find a lawyer, like you're looking for an Uber driver. A lot of people are looking for contract templates, so you'll find also those in our application. Then knowledge, of course, maybe you would like to read about any legal issues and topics, so you will find hopefully one day also these topics based on every jurisdiction in the future. And last but not least, one day you might have legal actions to take and to join a court. So we want to put the ordinary courts on digital ground, and therefore we will have our digital court, which is actually like under construction.
Great. So I can imagine how much this facilitates the interaction, and also reduces the timing of these processes that sometimes can take very long and be very painful and very expensive, right? So I guess for many of us who are not lawyers, it can be quite intimidating, to think of the legal world, and many of us might shy away from getting the help and the legal support that we need, simply because we just don't even know where to start or how to find it. So how do you actually give that access to the legal system?
Well, it's thanks to all the lawyers out there. In the beginning, we thought it's quite a challenge to let anybody out there get the information he wants, the contracts he wants. Of course, we were never in a position to produce all these things by ourselves or give all these informations by ourselves, and also for all the jurisdiction, of course, as well, we will not be able to do it. So we came up to the idea to let the lawyers actually give the ones who need help and support what they want. So the lawyers that register at WAL, they will provide you with their contracts, with their knowledge. They will be available for phone calls for you. They will be the arbitrator. So that's how we turned it to satisfy everybody.
And how did you, that's quite a transformative way of interacting with lawyers and with the legal world and all the legal aspects, right? It's almost like you spoke about Uber before, but it's almost like getting direct access in a very simple way to all these topics that are complex. So how did you actually find out that there was a need for such services?
Well, first of all, I actually always had this need by myself, because when I was looking for a lawyer for, let's say, 100 kilometers away from Zurich, in the French part, I never knew which one was the right one to choose for me or for my client. Same if you go, of course, abroad, or if you're abroad and you have an issue. But then this really pointed out when I was attending the legal tech mess in Stanford called Codex, and I was in a way disappointed about what happened in the legal field. And one of the professors came up and she said that the biggest problem at the moment they have in the States, and this was like 3-4 years ago, that 80% don't have access to the legal world. And I said, wow, that's quite strange. And yeah, in the days we are with all the internet access and everything. But then I came up that we have the same problem here in Switzerland as well. You don't get the right contract, you don't get the right lawyer. Court cases last too long. Everything is too expensive. You cannot get a simple information without paying 400 Swiss francs or US dollars to have a first consultation with lawyers. So that's what we wanted to change.
Wow. And that's such a beautiful vision. I think not just as a business idea and what it means for for the users, and also for the lawyers on the other side, in terms of how it facilitates their their jobs and their needs, but also when it comes to what it service it does to societies in general. Like, imagine if a person that feels completely overwhelmed and thinks they would never be able to access legal support can access that through WAL. So I think it's a beautiful project, not just as a business, but in terms of, if you want, it's almost like impact. The impact that it can have from a humanitarian almost point of view. So I think it's a great transformation for the legal world. So who is WAL for? Since we're talking about the different parties involved, so is WAL for someone like me? Can I access WAL as a client? Is it what does it offer? What are the benefits for people to join WAL? Be they
Actually,
potential clients or lawyers or companies.
Actually, WAL is for everyone, and that's what we think. Why we think that's also very amazing. So, you as a private person, you have a question. I know you're driving fast sometimes, so you can just call your
Might
lawyer
have a
through
few
the app
tickets.
and ask him if yes, you have to pay this ticket or not, and what's the consequences. Being XYZ miles per hour too fast. So he can give you a quick answer through the app, and about your rights. Second, maybe you give one of your friends a loan. So you would like to have a loan agreement. So you can purchase this loan agreement for only $1 from the application as well. And so we provide you also with that. The same as company. If you're running a company and you're running internationally as well, for example, you can call any lawyer in any jurisdiction, asking him questions for 15 minutes for only $7, or even 2 phone calls for free for a very small registration of $19 per month. So we give you so much value for a very low registration fee that you can get much more than you actually could imagine getting from a lawyer. And also for a lawyer, it's very interesting because he provides these potential clients, these users, with his contracts, with his knowledge. So if you're looking for an article or something's written from a lawyer, and he can tag his publications. So you will find, for example, a publication about yacht purchases. So you will find this agreement. You will find the lawyer who is an expert in this field, and you can call him directly. Yeah, so the lawyers also can call other lawyers. If I have a client who wants to purchase a real estate in Spain, and I don't know as a Swiss lawyer if he can purchase a real estate and what are the things he should have, the legal steps he have to take. If it's possible, then I can, as a lawyer, call a Spanish lawyer who is working in the field of real estate, and I can call him also for $7 for 15 minutes. So I get my first and basic information to hand it out to my client and to know, okay, I can support him. And of course, I will not go to Spain to check the contract and close the deal. So I will most probably hire the lawyer that I called through the app. So at the end, it's what amazes us is that the app is a win-win-win, creates win-win-win situations for the users, for the ones that register, for the lawyers, and yeah, makes us happy as well.
Now, this sounds amazing. So just to make sure, because you mentioned the $1, so just to make sure I got this right. So let's say I employ a nanny, for example, and I need to sign a contract. So instead of me approaching a lawyer and paying per hour, the crazy fees that we would be paying in well, very well earned, but let's say the high fees that you would pay in certain jurisdictions, I can just download a contract for $1 from the app that I can just use, since it's a private agreement and that's valid.
Yes,
So
absolutely. So
that's great.
this functions like that. I'm a lawyer, I'm uploading such a contract, I will tag it with nanny, part-time. So if you go and search for a contract, for a nanny contract, you will put maybe in the search field nanny contract, and so you will find my contract. You can purchase it for this $1. And of course, if you have a question, because you will get my details with the contract automatically, and you can also bookmark it in the app. If at any time you have any question to this contract, you just can call me either through the app for $7 for 15 minutes, or you can call me offline in my office directly.
That's amazing. And also the possibility to have these kind of membership, right, where you can get ongoing services, and the app, will direct you to the type of services that you need. I mean, this example is a very simple type of request, right? But you also can obviously cover the more complex cases. So you were mentioning the example of a lawyer that might need support from another lawyer because they have a case that is, let's say, going across multiple jurisdictions. So then you might need an expert from another jurisdiction to check what the regulation is there. So you obviously can use that as well in order to work in much more complex requests than obviously employing a nanny. So the benefits for lawyers as well, if you can talk us a little bit through the advantages that a lawyer has, not just I guess it makes it very easy to acquire clients, because you have then kind of like, platform where you can advertise your services and have, a direct link to the clients, but also in terms of how much it expands your scope because of the peer interaction. So maybe you can talk us a little bit more through the advantages as a lawyer if you join as a lawyer.
Yeah, definitely. It has a huge impact for the lawyer and a big advantage for him. I told you I was asked like some weeks ago for a lawyer based in the French part of Switzerland. So I honestly could not give an answer, because if you go to look for a lawyer outside of WAL, then you will just get lost, and maybe you will get the one who paid the most for his advertising. So within WAL, we have a rating system which you cannot buy, which you only can achieve with your good and hard work, with your commitment to contracts, templates, to articles you write. So at one day you will hopefully find your lawyer like you're looking for a hotel at the moment through e-bookers or all these platforms or TripAdvisor, where you have the real ratings, so that real life will be rating you and giving you also these opportunities. So if I'm looking for a lawyer in Spain, for example, I will find the right lawyer in the right jurisdiction with the right ratings, with the right articles. So this helps me a lot. Also, if I'm serving my own clients, that I will bring them a good lawyer and not just one who has paid the most to be ranked number one. Second of all, I can get easily information about an international business I run because I have access to these lawyers worldwide, which I would, of course, call in Brazil, in the States, to get some quick questions about taxation, jurisdiction, about possibilities to run the business over there. So a huge of opportunities. Then every lawyer knows that he uses contract templates. Normally, lawyers pay just a monthly fee or a yearly fee to get access to like a very small part of contracts. These contracts sometimes are not very satisfying. So through WAL, you have access as a lawyer to all the contracts all around the world. So you will hopefully one day have access to hundreds of thousands contracts which you can use for yourself to adapt them on the needs of your client. So this saves you money. The registration at WAL is cheaper than the registration for only getting the contracts somewhere else. Yes, and your contract, you can target your client if you want to, for example, work in any real estate, for example, you can tag your contracts with the preferred luxury real estate or whatever, so that the clients who look for your contracts will find you. And so you can, with tagging your content, you will be able to generate a lot of leads for potential clients.
This sounds great, and I'm thinking even beyond what you described in terms of I know that lawyers, because I have a few friends that are lawyers, including you, work very long hours. It's tough out there. It's not scalable. It's a huge effort. So I can imagine that working in this form is almost a way to make your skill set more scalable, right, and much more efficient. So, well, what can I say? I'm a fan. I think where I'm conscious of the time. We want to show you how you can register, and we want to give some room for open questions if there are any. Not let me ask all the questions, but also we want to hear from Rolf. You want to say something?
Yeah, no, last but not least, also for the lawyers, what's quite important as well, and sorry that I forgot that. Of course, we have this module where you can accept phone calls from any clients out there. So within the app, you can, and for example, if you're on a Saturday or on a Friday afternoon, you would like to acquire clients, you just can be online on the app and receive phone calls from any clients all around the world who will target you through your profile and your settings and the legal field you're working in. So this gives you also another very interesting marketplace for yourself. 15 minutes to acquire someone is very small time compared to what lawyers normally use to get new clients. So I think it's also from this side a perfect marketplace for the lawyers.
So it's a great, let's say, acquisition tool, right? Instead of advertising, spending money on advertising. And obviously, if it's just a 15-minute, people tend to be much more efficient. And then, of course, you can take it up separately. I want to talk about costs, because I guess that's a question that's also on everyone's minds. That we see the advantages. But what is the trade-off? You know, how much does it cost? And then I would want to check if there are any questions from the audience before we show you how you can register. So tell me, how much do all these and obviously we're just scratching the surface, right? We only have an hour, so we're just giving you the tip of the iceberg, but there's much more that can be done within WAL. But how much does the service cost, the registration fee, etc.?
I mean, actually, it's almost a present for anybody that uses it. So for private people, it's for free. If you have if you want to open up a chat or an email or a phone call with a lawyer, then you will have to pay $7 for 15-minute consultation. If you download the contract, then it will be $1 a contract. We have also a very interesting new module. You can even purchase packages, for example, startup package. This package contains checklist, bylaws, labor contract, and so far. So the main contracts you use for your startup, it's around 15 contracts and checklists and templates in total. Every lawyer can create his own package, and the user pays only $1 per contract within this package. So this 15 document package costs only $15. So if you go out and would employ engage a lawyer to issue all these contracts and templates, you would for sure pay around 7, 8, 9, 10,000 Swiss francs, and you get it at WAL for 15 Swiss francs.
Wow, no, that's impressive. That's quite amazing. I have to recover from that, to be honest. Looking at the amount of lawyers' fees that I've paid in the past on other services when WAL wasn't up and running yet, but it clearly it transforms the way we as users interact with the legal world. And I think for your collective, the lawyers, it's also a huge revolution, and I can imagine how much the potential that this has as people use it more. Then you're building even more content. So it's a fascinating business. I want to check. There's a few people on the line, and I want to give them the chance also to ask questions. I don't know, Roman, if there were some questions submitted via chat that you'd like me to ask here in the plenum.
Yes, so we got.
Or we want to open the microphone.
Actually, in the chat, there's no one right now asking a question, but feel free, everybody. What I had before, just 5 minutes before we started the webinar, I had a request if we are showing also the kind of like the product itself. So maybe we can do that quickly if not any other questions coming in, because Rolf described already like the functionality with the rating and everything. So maybe we can use 1 or 2 minutes to show and introduce how it can be used for lawyers as well as for users like private individuals and companies.
Right. Let's do that. I see a question coming in.
Exactly,
so
yeah.
Let's do the technical. If you want, let's show them WAL, because that might already answer some of the questions that you have in mind. So Roman, over to you to guide us through WAL.
Brief introduction. So as well as lawyers, for lawyers as well as for end users, companies or private people, we are using a web application, so accessible through any laptop, desktop, computer, or anything while working, while in the law firm on a computer. On the other side, we have the iOS and Android app, so any device around the world can download the app. And here, one important information, even the lawyer can use, as Rolf already mentioned, with this online, offline functionality. The lawyer can also use the app to interact with the clients and with his profile and all the data in the app. So that's pretty cool. He can have it in his pocket. He's on the go between two meetings. He can go online or stay online. So that's very nice for lawyers, as also lawyers in today's time traveling around, going from here to there. The way of digital working. That's the reason why we did even the app for lawyers and law firms. On the other side, the product itself. Let me show you because it's easier on screen sharing with the web application. So Rolf already mentioned we give access to lawyers, contracts and packages and knowledge. So let me show you quickly how the lawyer part works. We have lawyers here available based on rating. But of course I can say, okay, I'm searching a family and divorce lawyer in the area, let's say with talking German and in the jurisdiction of Switzerland, or let's say Europe in general. So I can apply the filter and I can find the lawyers that are here around. And then on the other side, if I see the lawyer that I want, I can get the ratings. Let me select one. I can see all the information from him, in which field of practice he's working, about himself, in which company he's working. So the company is linked. I can see if he's online or not, if I can contact him, see what kind of contracts and templates he submits. And that's the one that Rolf already introduced. So that's like a package here where we can see all the data for how to found a company in Switzerland, like so-called limited company. So I can see all the documents that are included here for the price of $15 US. I can see from who is the package. I can buy single documents or the whole package. So that's with really just a few clicks and it's done. Same for law firms. It's kind of similar. The contract library as well. I can filter through contracts if I'm searching something specific. I can input my data here, nanny contract or car buying contract, anything. And then the last part is the knowledge part. So if I'm interested in finding the newest fintech or blockchain news, crypto funds, whatever kind of things, it's all included here. So I can also search and filter through articles. And what's really interesting for lawyers, whenever I open a knowledge article, I can see exactly from which lawyer this is written. And through this, I can contact the right expert here and say, that's the man that I need, or the women that I need, and go ahead with like any consultation or offline work then with him. So that's on the web application side, as the whole functionality is built also on iOS and Android app. And then maybe while I'm sharing my screen before coming back to the question, we have the whole registration for lawyers. Some of the people I see in the chat are already registered, others are not. So just that you know, we have like a very detailed page that describes how and what is WAL for the lawyers and law firms. So from here, you can open up the registration. It's all digital, so you don't need to be in any consultation with us or something, and then run through the process here and submit your data. We will verify if it's a real lawyer profile and all the documents are correct, and then you are up and running on the platform as a lawyer. So we had a first question, if I can go jump in, from Julian, if it's possible to connect WAL via API. Maybe API for everyone is like application programming interface, which means like an interface for other tools to use our data. And to answer this, yes, it's possible. The software is built internally in WAL, so we have all kind of rights and everything technically possible to interact with other systems. So whenever someone wants to access data, or in any business case, Julian, you can always contact us if that's like an opportunity to talk about. I don't know the background of the question, but of course we can do that. Yeah. Then we have Nonopa from South Africa, as far as I know. How do companies request a lawyer? Very easy. Coming back to the platform, I can register here as a company. So I can say, okay, my profile type is a company. I can input my data as register a new company, let's say an IT company in Germany. I can input all the data. Once I'm in, I can just go on lawyers. And then, for example, if it's an IT company, I can say, here I need IT stuff, IT and license law. And then I can find the right lawyer with this filter and select one, and that's it. I'm currently here in UK, so it doesn't show me any lawyers around, but hopefully in a few days or weeks, we will have also lawyers here. And same, Nonopa, coming back to the question, also one more point, through the app, of course. So I'm not showing like the iOS app here, but just that, you know, it also works everything through the mobile app. Add-on answer, put a question in the chat. In which countries is currently WAL available, and is the app multi-language? Good question. Yes. So we're currently onboarding lawyers and users kind of all in different regions around the world with our strategy. In general, the system is ready. I mean, multi-language, yes, it's already in 7 or 8 languages ready now. But we are like, whatever collaboration or distribution strategy goes on, we are adding different languages and regions around the world. So that's totally possible from the tech side. And of course, marketing needs to start in these areas. So yes, it's currently available through every app store around the world. And yeah, more to come. I see on my email someone, I'm not sure if this person is in, but anyway, let's get to the question. Someone asked Rolf, as the founder, what's the biggest vision and the biggest goal of Rolf?
Rolf, you're on mute. You're on mute.
Yep. Sorry, thanks a lot. Yes, we're driven by the dream to make law accessible to everyone on this planet. This means also to the poorest and in every single edge of the world. So I hope that one day we can give really also the poorest access to the digital court, to give the possibility to anyone to come to his right and to know what his right is. So yeah, that's one of our dreams, and therefore we will need a lot of lawyers supporting us. Yeah.
There was Roman. There was another question I see on the chat. There seems to be a lot of questions with regards to the languages and regions. So maybe we can just spend a few minutes with regards to where we stand today in terms of what are the regions where we have already lawyers onboarded. But of course, the vision, as you mentioned, is to go global. But maybe you can. And then there's a question with regards to the digital court, which I think is very interesting as well, that we cover that. We still have time for that, but maybe if you can quickly clarify where we stand today in terms of regions and jurisdictions that are currently covered. Languages, you already mentioned that it's 7, but obviously keep in mind that the Rolf and Roman's vision is to go global, like around the world.
Exactly. So as an introduction, again, the system is ready for all around the world. On the language side, I just checked quickly because it's a lot already. So we have English, German, Turkish, Spanish, Italian, French, and Portuguese language, which makes it kind of available for a big area of the world. That's the first thing. And then currently our focus was, of course, we are based in Switzerland. So we have a lot of lawyers from Switzerland, Germany, Austria. We are, like Rolf mentioned, France and Spain. As you could see in UK, we had currently 1 lawyer. So we are also establishing partnerships here and first lawyers and law firms. And yeah, so that's like the current situation. But South Africa, I know also because I remember the name Nonopa. So we have first lawyers from South Africa. So it's getting very interesting right now, connecting all these places. And yeah, as myself, as a business guy, you're in any country around the world, you can open the app and see, I need someone for whatever traffic law or any issue I have. This will make sense a lot once it's established all around. So that's the current situation. Technically, we are ready. And on marketing side, it's just like really going there. Exactly. So that's like add-ons part, because Rolf mentioned France or Spain, and he was wondering if other languages around the world. So that should be kind of it. Yeah. Then I see Daniele asking for the digital court, more information.
Yes. Being a lawyer, I know that court cases are very expensive and last for years. and worst case, you just have to pay your own lawyer, the other lawyer, and the court, which is not very an amusing fact. So we wanted to get away from like public court and create a digital court. I think what most of the people don't know is that you can settle almost everything outside the public courts, also within this arbitration. So that's what we aim. We aim to help people get their right from a rated judge as well, within a very short period of time to extremely low costs. So that's our goal. So also win-win-win situation for everyone. It functions like this, that if two people have a legal case, either they had already agreed before on a digital court at WAL, or they come and say, listen, let's have our dispute settled from the arbitration digitally at WAL. So the procedure functions that you just put your claim at WAL. Both parties will be guided through the arbitrator, which is one of the lawyer who works as well as arbitrators or registers as arbitrator for WAL as well. And he will be selected randomly, and he will have to make an award in your case within 3 months. Yeah, to one fixed cost. The cost will not exceed any cost that you would have in one ordinary court in your place of jurisdiction. And the further advantage is that both of the parties will not need their own lawyer, because this lawyer, this arbitrator, will guide both parties through the process, will guide you with all the legal necessary advices for both parties, so that you can provide him with the needed details so that he can speak out an award. This takes away also a lot of emotions that can be created from one or both lawyers of the parties. So we get away from that and try to find a very fast and very affordable award that makes in the end everybody happy. And last but not least, it's enforceable like any other court
that was
sentence.
going to be my question. So it's legally binding, if that's, I don't know if that's the correct term, which correct. Is great.
Yeah, so you have an enforcement then on this award as well, as a normal.
If there are no other questions, and again, I'm sure more questions will come up. We're happy to take them. We have still a few minutes left. I personally love case studies, success stories. I love stories. So can you tell us, just to make it all even more tangible for me, not being a lawyer, and for those of us who are not lawyers, any success stories that you can already tell us about with WAL? Obviously, you cannot share anything which is confidential or identify as a client. But I'll be very interested, very curious to hear, which success stories you have already experienced with WAL, which I'm sure there are many.
Yeah, just 1, 2 maybe I can mention where I have been thanked very much from these persons using the application. So one was a person running a small company, needed a contract template for her business. She found it through WAL. She couldn't believe that she could get a contract she could use for $1 US within 3-4 clicks, and she wrote me afterwards that she's been on WAL app and got the contract, that she was so astonished to find something like that. And she's a very nice reaction also, that she took her time to thank us for providing her with such a contract. And the second was an international client, which is also like a half startup, but being on a way on a top, looking for international lawyers. I found a lawyer through WAL. This lawyer, I think, I mean, I'm guessing right now, but this lawyer made probably in the last 2 months around 30,000 US dollars out of this mandate that came up through WAL just by being there. So I think if I'm considering that he pays maximum 200 US dollar per year for the registration, then I think it's a good investment.
Yeah, that's it's rare to see a business idea where the trade-off is very clear for both parties, right? So here there are huge advantages to both sides in so far it facilitates the process. It's much more efficient, it's faster, and let's not even talk about the cost. It's clearly much cheaper. So we covered, Roman, you showed the registration, but I don't know if you want to spend a few minutes now to show again how people can register.
Yeah, maybe we can do that for a minute. Yeah. So basically, let me share again my screen. Let's start with the end user side. So private people and companies, like the ones that want to get access to lawyers, contracts, knowledge. We offer the web application, which is a very easy registration here. I can just select I'm private, I'm a company. We also have more information for all these profiles down here. So whenever you click like register as a lawyer or something, it opens a new page explaining you the whole benefits and why you should do it and how you can register. But let's do the example. You see, if I select private or company, it changes all the data, of course. I can select what kind of company, all my contact details, and I'm in. Same for private. This works as well on the mobile app. And then on the other side, for lawyers, it's a bit more. That's why it opens kind of like a new application in the background. So here for lawyers, we run through like different phases, different steps, which is providing here some information. Let me go through quickly just that you see one or two of the steps. I go through here, I can add more data from every step, and then the registration comes up in our admin panel where we can review the application and then give a green light, and the lawyer is online available for everyone around the world who is registered on WAL. So the most important link for lawyers, we can also share maybe the most 3-4 important links in an email to all participants here, is the For Lawyers landing page, which is explaining exactly what is in it for me as a lawyer or a law firm. Any question to the registration for lawyers, for end users? In the chat, no? My emails as well.
Right. So as mentioned, of course, the whole team is available for any questions or clarifications that might come up. So please feel free to approach them. We're coming to the end of our webinar. Time flies. We really hope that we were able to give you, even though it's there's a lot to share, but we hope that we managed to share our enthusiasm for this project, and that you could get at least a sneak peek into the world of WAL, and how simple and easy and intuitive is to use, and how much it can improve your business, your daily life even. So if you would be so kind, we, as I said, this is the first of many global seminars, webinars that we plan to run as the community grows. We're at the start of this this, if you want, like broad-based advertising stage. So would love to hear your feedback, comments on what else you would have liked to see, length of the seminar, etc. If there's anything that we can improve, would love to hear. And from my side, I just have to thank Rolf and Roman and the team and all of you for participating today. And I'm very happy to see people from all regions, well, different regions. No, we didn't capture all of them, but even all the way to South Africa, because that's what WAL really is about. It's about connecting people. So I'll hand over to Rolf for some final words.
Well, I want to thank everyone that participated. Also you, of course, Esther, thanks a lot for jumping in. I know you have a lot to do, and we really appreciate it. And yes, we are at the beginning of this hopefully very long and interesting, beautiful journey. We need a lot of lawyers. We need a lot of people promoting us. So yes, give everything, let everybody know about WAL, and invite people to join, to register. It would be amazing, because the more we have, the more we make everyone happy, and provide much more legal support to everyone out there. Thanks a lot, and hope to have you on board, all of you, and many more in the next webinar.
All right, and we have some information in the chat. Esther was a great host, and I think that's the last sentence to say, huh?
Thank you. I'm honored. I'm very enthusiastic, about this project, and I've been hearing about this for years, right, Rolf? And it's quite emotional to see how it's coming to life, and how it can touch so many people's lives. So I was very honored that they asked me, even though this is not what I do for a living. I was very happy to join. And thank you so much for the feedback, Nonopa. I'm very glad to hear that. So this is the first of many, and we'll hope to see some of you there. We might even run separate workshops at some point. For example, if we want to cover a specific topic, right, Rolf, in the future.
Absolutely.
Great.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you for joining, and have a great day.
Great. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.